from a disaster project leftovers, I'm going to create a ball. I showed you before the disaster that I had with my pressure pot, and I decided to make a ball. So that's the leftover pieces that I had, and I decided to do a ball, and the shape of this ball is something similar like that, with a very narrow leg and goes up. That's the idea. And we'll see, this piece of wood will be for another project one day. It's not going to escape my hands, that's for sure. Two colors, black and orange. Black, a dash of pink. Did you saw my pressure pot? My new pressure pot? And that came out. I just drilled in the back a recess, and I will start cylinder it to create a balance, a turn. So I'm starting on the outside, and then I'll move to the side, and then I'll decide which going to be the top and which going to be the bottom. Okay, that will be the top. So I'm just drilling a recess so I can turn it around like here, and I'll start creating the shape that I wanted to do according to this picture that you saw at the beginning, and we'll do step by step till we get the beginning of the shape. That will be the size of the foot, and I'm just going to cut in for the size of the foot, and the size of the foot will be also the size, it's 45, that will sit perfectly as a tenant. Already the shape that I designed, and I'm very close to the design of the shape that I wanted. I will give it a little bit of a shape of a dovetail, so it will look nice, and it also will fit properly into the chuck. Now, what you're going to see now, I'm cleaning it up with alcohol so I can see if there is any problems, and I'll remove the dust. And now this is an old Dremel that I managed to get. It's not working. I'm just using it as a handle because it's got bearings, and I'm using this thing to create a pattern. So I'm holding it in two angles, and I'm creating a pattern on the wood. And I'm thinking maybe I'll put some black on top of it, and I put a plastic bag so it will protect the project. And now I'm using steel wool to clean the outside of the wood, of the leg, the black, and it will be better to see the pattern. And I think it came out all right. The first time I'm doing a pattern and I'm playing with it, and I think it came out all right. I'll drill it all the way to the depth that I want to have on this ball, and I'm going to just mark my lines that I want and the thickness that I want to give this ball, so I don't go over or under. I just retightened it and I changed the support to a round one so I can get all the way in. So I won't put pressure on the ball on the outside, so it's not going to get loose from the chuck. I don't know if you noticed it, but I noticed a little bit too late. But I noticed there is a piece missing from the, see here, from the resin. So just took a file and I filed the wood a little bit and I filed the resin. So I'll create an angle and make it rough and I'll repair it. I'm using hot gun glue and I'm using a piece of plastic and I'm creating a pocket. Sorry, creating a pocket, and I'll fill it up with resin, and I hope it will stick and I hope it will be repaired properly. I'll have to try and get as much as possible close to the color of the resin I had over there. "24 hours later and it's dry and I can machine it and I remove this repair, and I will see if the repair came right after I finished machining it and then sandpaper it, and I will see if there is no cracks or anything like that, and if it's nothing then I can finish the job. As I'm finishing, I'm going to turn it around and I'm going to fix slightly the tenon that was damaged from the chuck jaws, and I will sandpaper it also on the outside nicely, and then I'm going to glue a small tenon on the outside, and you will see now with a hot gun glue, and you will see now why I'm doing it. Finish is going to be resin. I'm going to paint resin on it. I do it sometimes. I saw lately a lot of guys are doing it, so I'm trying on this one because it's small. It's few pieces of wood. It's not one piece of wood. It's few pieces. So I thought that it would be a nice change to do it with resin. And then when I finished with the resin, I saw Doug from Barnyard Production doing it the same, and then every time that he's done it, he had a mosquito fell on top of it and destroy his beautiful work, and he had to do it again. I'm just cleaning with a torch here the bubbles. So I decided that I learned my lesson, I learned his lesson, and I'm going to make a box that will sit over it and close it, so we're not going to have by any chance a mosquito or a jojo or something flying on top of my project, on top of my bowl, and destroy it. And look at it, dry, 24 hours later, beautiful, beautiful. I took it off because I just glued it a little bit. You can see now the pattern of the wood. It came out quite nice. I like it. Hi, thank you for sticking around to the end of the video. So it came out beautiful. I like the pattern that I done. I think it's a nice pattern. The box idea, after I saw on YouTube, I saw Doug from Pole Barn Production that he had mosquitoes all the time getting stuck to this one. Got nothing stuck to it. Look at that, beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful. It saves me the time to redo it again and again and again. I don't know if you can see. I'll try to bring it closer. Can you see the shine? Wait, let me. Yeah. Okay, you can see it now. Look at it. Beautiful. Came out beautiful. From leftovers from the previous project. I think I put already on top what was the previous project. I'm glad that you stay around. If you're new to my channel, don't forget to subscribe. Put some comments at the bottom if you like it, you don't like it, and I'll see you on my next video. Boom.